Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and in today's video I want to explain why I have bought a DS Lite in 2023. So I have come full circle. DS Lite was sort of, well, I wouldn't say full circle. I've started off with Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, but I really got into handheld gaming with the DS Lite, and I've then gone through every other iteration since then. So the DSi, DSi XL, 3DS, 2DS. Never had a 3DS XL, new 2DS XL, never had a new 3DS, but a new 3DS XL, and I've now stepped out of the 3DS market in favour of just going back to a DS Lite in 2023, and this console has so much going for it. It was released in 2006. It's a revision of the original DS. Now the original DS was fantastic. Spec-wise, they're not any different, except the DS Lite has much better screens, adjustable screen brightness. The battery on a DS Lite could last you sort of 18 to 20 hours. It is absolutely fantastic. This is the kind of console that you can fully charge, pop in your pocket, and not even have to take a charger with you. So, I mean, everybody knows about the DS Lite. I'm not going to sit here and explain it. It is a fantastic console. Very low specs, so you've got a 66 megahertz processor, a 33 megahertz co-processor, 4 meg of system RAM, 256k I think of flash storage or some kind of sort of internal storage, and that is about it. There isn't much else to say. It's got two 3-inch screens. One is a touch screen. There's your DS slot. This is your Game Boy Advance slot, so it can play Game Boy Advance cartridges, and it is the best way to play Game Boy Advance games. So why have I bought one in 2023? Well, I've sold my 3DS. I've stepped out of the 3DS market. I couldn't be without a Nintendo console. Couldn't really be without DS. And I absolutely love the DS Lite. It's probably my favourite. It's definitely my favourite Nintendo console. And is it my favourite handheld games console of all time? I'm not sure. But I do absolutely love it. I've owned multiple of these, of white ones, silver ones. I've made macros, I've done mods to make them transparent. This is just an absolute workhorse of a console. It's cheap, so you can pick these up relatively cheap, although the price of them is increasing. But you can get one for about £15. Didn't pay a lot for this one, and it came in very good condition. No scratches on the screen. The hinge still works. All the buttons are fantastic. Everything around it is absolutely superb. It's in mint condition. One little niggle is that the stylus has been chewed, but that's not a real issue. And the DS Lite is the ultimate travel companion. Like I said, you charge it up and you don't even need to take a charger with you. This will last you 2-3 full days of gaming, and it is superb. So that is why I have gone for a DS Lite in 2023. It's to get my Nintendo fix. I've sold my new 3DS XL. I'm not interested in the 3DS market, but a DS Lite is just phenomenal. The original DS was okay. It was a bit big, it was a bit bulky, the hinges are really fragile, the screens are lit but not very well lit, and the battery was okay, sort of 8 to 10 hours, and then they brought this out, and it's fantastic. Nothing since this has beaten it on battery life. It's super durable. I mean, even after sort of 15 odd years, you can still find them in mint condition. The hinges do tend to break, especially here, but you can quite easily find decent ones in decent condition. This one is still nice and solid, and it's just a fantastic console. I love the clamshell effect of it. I mean, I know the original had the clamshell, but this one really does just all it's got such better aesthetics than the original one, and obviously being closed, it protects the screens and the buttons from scratches. But you can see from this one, it's got very little scratching on it. It is a genuine case. I did check to see whether it had been reshelled, but it hasn't. All the buttons still work as they should, and you're talking 15-18 year old console, absolutely phenomenal. So if I'm out and about or I'm just traveling, I do have a journey planned which I may or may not have taken by the time this video comes out, and I was originally deciding whether to take my PS Vita or my new 3DS XL with me, neither of which I was keen on because of, well, the price of them, especially my Vita. That is my pride and joy, whereas this I can easily just pop in a backpack, pop it in my pocket. It's cheap, it's fairly easy to be replaced if it was to get stolen. It's durable, the battery is going to last, so I'm not going to have to worry about charging it up while I'm out and about. You just cannot go wrong with a DS Lite. The game selection on the DS is fantastic. I think there's about 2,500 games. Some of the best games you've got on there, you've got GTA Chinatown Wars, Kirby Mass Attack, Mario Kart DS, New Super Mario Bros. I'm not a fan of Zelda and Pokemon, but there's a huge selection of those games. And if you've got a flash cart, which I do tend to use, I can use this for my Game Boy games, because the screens on these are fantastic for Game Boy games. You can also then run some mods, so you can run things like CTGP Nitro, which is a Mario Kart mod, as well as Ermi Kart, which is another Mario Kart mod. There's plenty of homebrew games and mods that you can run. You can run other systems on a flash cart, so you can play NES and Master System and Game Boy Color. You can play Game Boy Advance games via emulation, but it's not fantastic on a DS Lite. But if you've got Game Boy Advance games, you can plug them in the slot too. It really is just a phenomenal console, and well, they're great, and it is the reason I picked one up in 2023. I love this console, and I do have a habit of selling consoles and regretting it. I've probably owned about 10 of these in the past, like I said, various different colours. I think I even had one with Hannah Montana stickers put all over it. They're easy to work on. They're my most favourite console to repair. I say favourite. The ribbon cable and the hinges is a little bit of a tricky one, but I've got the most experience at replacing and repairing and fixing and shell swapping DS Lites. I just absolutely love them, and like I say, the game selection is superb. The limitations of the hardware inside and the controls, so there's no sticks on there, means that first person shooters or sort of open world games aren't the best. I mean, you've got Super Mario 64 DS, which was a launch title for this, and it plays fine, but the D-pad controls are a little bit, yeah, it really needs a bit of a stick to do it. So if you're into sort of 3D gaming, well, you wouldn't be picking a DS Lite in the first place. It is mainly a 2D console. It's got 3D capabilities. The graphics aren't stunning, but that's not what Nintendo went for. But there are some 3D games on the DS, like Dementium, Moon, Super Mario 64, Metroid Prime Hunters. These are all fantastic games that do try and push. Oh, you've got Cop the Recruit, which is how they managed to get that to run on a DS, I don't know. These are all games that do push the 3D side of the DS, but this is a 2D console. This is for playing your regular Marios and your Mega Mans and that kind of thing, Kirby's. So yeah, I love the DS Lite, and that is why I have gotten rid of my new 3DS XL in favour of it, because it's cheaper, more portable, the battery life is stunning, the game selection is amazing, and these are super durable consoles. So there you go. I've bought a Nintendo DS Lite in 2023, and I love it. Now let me know what you think. Are you a fan of this console? Do you think it's had its day? I personally don't, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have bought one. So let me know. Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.